All right, we are here, and the trial of Donna Adelson obviously has wrapped up. We are now to the sentencing, and that's what we are going to be going through today. Joining us to help us break it down, Robin Dreeke, retired FBI special agent, former chief of the Counterintelligence Behavioral Analysis Program. Everyone's getting seated in court, as I can see. Harvey's there wearing a nice brown suit. We want to bring those folks up. We can see them there. He looks a little more composed than he did during the trial, and we saw Donna just momentarily. No audio yet from the courtroom, but we'll bring it to you in just a few moments. What were you doing this weekend as you were preparing for Donna Adelson's sentencing day? Did you guys have like a nice dinner yesterday, a pre-Donna Adelson Eve dinner or anything, or what did you guys do?
Just living in the moment, and just thinking about her. I mean, it's so predictable. You know exactly what she's going to do. You're going to have the fake victim emotions coming out. I was going to say tears, but she doesn't even do tears. What's really curious to me is what's Harvey? Is Harvey feeling a sense of relief? or
Bye,
dread?
Harvey. I'd be like, yes. This is the he didn't even have to kill anybody to get Donna out of his life.
He got rid of crazy. He dumped crazy.
But it's what I was thinking earlier about this when I was just kind of getting ready was, we are expected to hear victim impact statements. We already have heard from the Markels at the actual trial right as she was found guilty. They gave their statements several weeks ago.
Yep.
But I was wondering, who I'd like to hear from today for a victim impact statement, if she's truly a victim? Wendy.
If she's smart, that's always remains to be seen. She'll just keep her mouth shut for an eternity. She there's nothing she can do that I think is going to really help her in any way.
No. Oh, here we go. Court is about to get into session.
Timing.
Donna's struggling to stand. Oh, they had to help lift her because she's got shackles on.
Good. I hope they're heavy.
Donna Adelson in a purple jumpsuit, if you're listening to the audio of this and not seeing it. I can't tell if there's a cardigan. Oh, and we have Tom Petty, the attorney, is there as well. She came out of the crematorium today to participate in court. I wish that was a joke, but it's unfortunately a fact.
It's interesting, too. It's always kind of anticlimactic because the result. She's going to be there in the rest of her life. So we're all just watching for the train wreck to see what she does.
I'm signing into the computer right now.
There is a possibility that Donna does speak today. We don't know if that will happen. She did not testify in her trial. There was a lot. She initially, even before the trial began, said that she was going to. At least that's what we had heard the rumors of, or that's what her side was attesting to, but that did not take place. So if she's going to be heard, this would be her last opportunity to do so, unless you're to look down the road of appeals, and I don't know. I doubt that's going to go anywhere. So really, this is her last shot of having her voice be heard if she wants it to be heard.
What'll be interesting is that I'm really thinking that, so we've seen this with other people. She's all about her. And so if she does make her own statement, it's going to be the impact it has on her. Mm-hmm. I seriously doubt if she's going to talk about the impact it's had on everyone else.
Completely. I mean, that's...
Let's see. It could be, maybe.
Noticeably, she did not bring in an 11-minute promotion video for herself like Diddy did at his sentencing.
Yeah, and Rachel, I agree. I think she's going to have I think she's going to do her outburst. I think she's going to do her typical fake reaction to everything. Oh, the world's ending. I'm such a victim.
And I agree. I don't think it would be insane for Wendy to speak, but I
hope she does, though.
It would be interesting, though, because if she has nothing to do with it, she's a victim, too.
Yeah. On behalf of the state as well.
Yes, Your Honor. The Markel family will be appearing by Zoom, but they're relying on their statements previously made.
Judge working out who and what is going to happen here in terms of victim impact statements. Looks like the Markels are appearing via Zoom. That's what I understood Georgia Kappelman just stating there.
Yep.
Camera zooming back into Harvey. I absent in the courtroom. I mean, it's a close shot of Harvey, but we did have a wide shot there just recently, and I can't say that I saw Wendy there or any other member of the family other than Harvey, but I could be incorrect. We don't have a full shot of the room, but I would say it'd be doubtful that Wendy, I think, would
Yeah.
be.
You know, it'd be great though, is if the older brother was there. I'd love to hear him give a victim statement that how he was victimized by his mother his whole life too.
No, that would be powerful. That would be an interesting one. That would be one where I could see it making some sense.
Yeah, but it won't. I think, you know, smart people, but again, these aren't smart people. Smart people stay silent at this point.
I think he's the smart one. He got out.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he's taking deep breaths. So he's under stress right there. He's trying to calm his heart rate.
Yeah, Harvey is
I won't read the
looking.
phone number out loud, but is iPhone one of the witnesses in this matter?
I believe the gentleman appearing is our witness.
That was interesting.
And if they're, I think they're trying to get a witness impact statement lined up where they have to call someone. It's interesting that some of these things aren't worked out ahead of time. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, the camera's
what was
on, it's
coming.
prime time, let's go.
I was really impressed by Harvey. You know, that's interesting. Harvey was under a lot of stress. He was literally trying to calm his heart rate down as if he didn't know what was about to happen. You'd like to think they weren't that close because she's such a monster, but that reaction.
647 number belongs to Miss.
You can tell her to rejoin.
Yeah, look at him.
That little tongue flick is the only thing I've seen him move throughout the entire trial.
So tongue flicks are also a pacifier. It's an indicator of stress. It's as well as it's also what people do when they're about to potentially deceive or lie to someone. But it is a pacifying thing that you do because your mouth goes dry under stress and your lips.
Interesting.
No, those deep breaths are big though. He's got his heart is pounding right now because that's why you take deep breaths. See?
Mm-hmm. Are you surprised that he's feeling this?
I am.
Keep themselves on mute until it is.
It's not like he hasn't been in jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like life hasn't changed for them.
And he knows what the sentence is going to be.
Number
Life.
2023 CF 3226 State versus Donna Adelson.
Here we go.
Parties can make their appearances.
Georgia Kappelman for the state.
Joshua's on for the defense.
Jackie Fulford on behalf of Mrs. Adelson.
Have the parties receive their copies of the pre-sentence investigation report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Are there any objections that either party wishes to make to the pre-sentence investigation reports?
No, sir.
There are corrections that would need to be made, Judge.
What are the corrections?
Would you like me to stand here at the link?
It's in there.
On page 1, they have the date of arrest as November 20th, 2023. And she was actually arrested on November the 13th of 2023.
I will notate. Ms. Kappelman, is there any
No.
challenge to those?
No, sir.
I will notate the copy then that will be filed with the clerk as November 13th of 2023. Go ahead.
On page number 5, there are several. The first place, near the top, it says wage, salary, and this was supposed to be her current employment that she had, and it said $1,000. She did not have employment where she made $1,000. She was not receiving any salaried income, so that should be 0.
Ms. Kappelman, do you wish to be heard concerning those?
No, Your Honor.
Again, I will notate the wage salary as $0.00.
Thank you, Judge. The next, underneath there, it says the number of jobs in the past 2 years, 1. She has had no jobs. She's been employed the majority of the 2 years.
Which part of page 5 are you referring to?
Well, that's on page 5, right underneath the wage.
So no jobs, no employment.
Correct, that should be 0.
Ms. Kappelman, do you wish to be heard?
No, sir.
Notate that there has not been any employment or 0. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Directly under there, it says months unemployed in the past 2 years, 0, and she's been unemployed for 2 years.
Well,
No objection.
so you're asking for that to be 24 months.
Correct.
Go ahead.
There are 2 typographical errors in the remarks section. The second line from the top in the remarks says history, comma, she. I believe that's supposed to say the defendant.
Give me one moment, I'm finding it.
Who the hell proofread this?
Again, you'd think that they would have these sort of things like clerically ready to go prior to prime time.
It's also like it matters.
You said history is the first word leading into the correction.
History is right next to the word she. You see that? It's on the second line down. It says remarks, and then the word right under there on my copy says history, comma, she.
Yes.
It should be the.
Is she doing a Grammarly check on this? And
Probably.
we'd like to rewrite the sentence to make it the preposition sound a little more.
Go ahead.
And then in the same paragraph, 4 lines down to the far right, it said who had fallen in. That should be ill, I-L-L.
Yeah, look at the comments. Lucas, we don't think Wendy's in the courtroom. We didn't see her.
Yeah, at least I would think
We
the
didn't see
camera
her.
probably would have made a shot at her just like they did of Harvey if she were there. But
I agree. I think Harvey's about to have a conniption.
Go ahead, Ms. Wolford.
Yes, sir. Going down under the financial status to where it says estimated total debts. In the second line, it says a second mortgage was taken out to pay for their home. That should say legal expenses, not home.
No objection.
did they have ChatGPT write this initially or something? Or, I mean, even that does better. I mean, who wrote this, I guess?
At least you should have done the editing.
I get the arrest date. I mean, you want to make sure your T's are crossed
Right.
and your
Go ahead,
I's
Ms.
are,
Wolford.
but
Yes, sir. The same section where it states remarks, 3 lines down, it says husband's dental practice. That's incorrect. The dental practice was not providing income prior to her arrest. She was only receiving Social Security assistance.
I guess
You're
it's
just asking husband's dental practice to be scratched through.
That's correct. The
I
only
guess this
one-
matters in
they listed
the way of
Social Security
financial
as
penalties,
well.
maybe.
I'm guessing.
No objection.
And I would venture to guess that after all of, although I can't imagine,
else?
I don't know.
On page
Jackie
7,
doesn't
Your
seem
Honor.
like she might be a big high dollar attorney, but
About halfway down the page, it has the remarks section.
maybe that's why we have Jackie there too, because maybe the funds are already not there.
Yeah.
Grandchildren. On the right, it has a child's name, 14, and then it says a female, 7. That's actually a male.
No objection.
Some court clerk just got fired for assistant.
Right. Any other objections?
Not from the defense.
The court has reviewed the PSI report. And at this time, I would direct the clerk to file it as a part of the record. Ms. Kappelman, do you have any other witnesses or evidence that you wish to present as a part of your presentation today?
I have some documentation regarding hostage prosecution, Judge. Would you like that at this time?
Yes.
The state has put together a summary page and a thumb drive. We are requesting $723,123.68 in restitution. Defense advised that they want supporting documentation regarding this request, which is contained on this thumb drive. They're just receiving it
Tony, were you
today.
laughing at her eyes?
Yes.
Yeah, they got really big.
That's why she said she's only getting Social Security.
At this time, the parties are in agreement to ask Your Honor to order cost of prosecution and reserve regarding the amount, and we'll see if we can reach an agreement regarding the amount.
That's why Harvey's breathing
So
hard.
that's one item that's
He's
in
gotta
dispute
pay that
today.
bill.
Another issue, Judge,
That's
is
probably
score
true.
sheet.
It's how much am I going to be
Compared to
liable
score
for?
sheets. May I approach again?
You may.
First includes death points, bringing the lowest permissible prison sentence in months to 172.5. The second does not include the death points, bringing the lowest permissible prison sentence in months to 82.5. Brought to my attention yesterday that the defense objects to the inclusion of the death points.
It's all
The
transactional
limited
at this
research
point.
that I've had an opportunity to do suggests that they should be included if the death was a direct result of the crime. I believe it was. The defense wants to argue otherwise, so whichever score sheet your honor chooses to go with, they're provided there for you. The state is requesting, are you ready for me to argue what I want per sentence? Okay.
Go ahead.
Obviously, life on count one, Judge, we would ask for 30 years consecutive to count one on count two, and 30 years concurrent to count two, but also consecutive to count one on count three. I do not have any additional testimony or other evidence to provide, Your Honor.
We've had this issue of the death points being attached to the non-homicide offenses come up in other cases. Certainly the death points would attach if there were an offense that were being scored, but the first-degree murder is not being scored on the score sheet. What would be the basis, Ms. Kappelman?
That the death resulted from the conspiracy. It wasn't just a conspiracy without a death. It was a conspiracy that directly resulted in a death, hence the death points are appropriate.
What is the defense's argument concerning the score sheet?
I'm doing my best, Your Honor, dealing with the weather for the last week or so. It's the same argument that was made on behalf of Dr. Adelson post-conviction. Your Honor granted the correction of the score sheet. Solicitation and conspiracy do not require an actual death. And I'll just rely on the same cases that were relied on by Dr. Adelson. State versus Johnson, 561 Southern 2nd, 1321. The crime, the quote from that case, the crime of solicitation is completed when the actor, with intent to do so, has enticed or encouraged another to commit a crime. The crime need not be completed. And then in Becky v. State, 423 Southern 2nd, 417, second DCA, crime of conspiracy consists of two necessary elements: an agreement, one, and two, an intention to commit the offense. Once the intent is formed and the agreement is made, the conspiracy is complete. Just like Your Honor did in Charlie Adelson's case, by order that was not opposed by the Attorney General's office. I believe that order is dated January 24th, 2025. Your Honor agreed with that position.
Utter contempt and hate coming out of Donna Adelson's eyes.
Well,
Just like,
my memory
fuck
of
you
this
got me. And
That'll help.
is in line
Yeah.
with the defense position. Certainly, if the state wishes to take any appeal concerning the score sheet, that is your choice.
Understood, Judge.
Death points will not be added to the score sheet that is signed by the court. Is the defense ready to proceed with its presentation?
Yes, Judge.
You may proceed.
Thank you.
And now your feature presentation.
Would you like me here or at the podium?
You may remain at the table, or you can come to the lectern, whichever.
Okay.
Ooh,
Thank you, Judge.
Jackie's getting up.
I guess we would start with the witnesses that we have. The one who's standing by on Zoom is Dr. Ben Graber, who would like to make a statement on behalf of Mrs. Adelson.
All right.
Dr. Graber, if you at this time can please turn on your microphone. Please raise your right hand, sir. Dr. Graber, if you can raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to provide today will be the truth? I believe you have a volume problem, Dr. Graber. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
It's only her life.
Sorry. Couldn't get the mic to work.
That was great.
I hope it doesn't work. I hope her because this is someone
Yes,
who's
just so I can
testifying
test that we
for
do have
Donna.
proper
This is
audio. Dr. Graber, before you get started, Mr. Markel, if you can turn on your microphone and say 1, 2, 3 for me so I can test this audio. All right, he's not coming through either.
nobody knows how to use the damn computer.
Time to troubleshoot.
Let's go to sound settings.
I would have, I would feel bad about myself laughing if she didn't suck so bad. Good.
They're dialing back. Let's see if we can connect via MySpace. Somebody got their login still for that?
Dr. Graber, if you can say 1, 2, 3 while I test this equipment.
Oh, we got sound.
All right, I can hear you now, but we can't get him over the loudspeaker. Please.
She's getting pissed too.
Someone must have switched the audio settings.
Anybody think of this before we all get into court today?
Or are you gonna give an excuse that I was under the weather? Like her attorney.
My mic's fine. It's the witnesses need to be heard.
No kidding, Jennifer.
Right, thank you, Mr. Markel. I'm going to place you back on mute at this point.
That might be a good job for me if this doesn't work out, Tony. I'll go be their producer.
Dr. Graber, try to talk for me one more time. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
All
Hey.
right. Good job.
Let's see how profound it is.
Judge and a Radio Shack, man, all in one.
Whee!
And feedback.
It is. Let me swear you in again, sir. Please raise your right hand.
Yeah, we're all laughing at you.
Watch him like
Swear or affirm the testimony you will give.
it's like it's going to be a profess to like, I'm really the father of Charlie and Wendy.
If you're examining the witness, or is he reading a statement?
He's going to present a statement, Judge.
Dr. Graber, you may proceed at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak on behalf of Donna Adelson. If I can, let me just brief description of who I am, my background. I've been a friend of the Adelson family since 1979. First 20 years I knew them, we were actively engaged in many activities. The last 20 years, I haven't seen them that much until this trial became apparent to me. And my background is I'm a medical doctor practicing obstetrics and gynecology, 45 years here in Florida. I was also a state legislature from 1988 to 96, representing Pearl Springs and parts of Broward County.
So I hasn't seen him
I
in
was
20
the
years.
county commissioner in Broward County and mayor of Broward County for 1 year in 2006. Also a professor at the University of Florida Medical School and the University of Miami Medical School in clinical OBGYN. And I'm here to speak today on behalf of Donna Adelson, the person I've known for a great deal of time. I may, hi Donna, just want to say hi. I'm sorry I can't be there to hug you. And I'm sorry we didn't get to have that dinner after your trial was over. But I'm here to, on your behalf, to let you know that you have friends, and I believe in you. Let me say that
It just ruined his
Tom, I
career.
never thought we'd be here at this situation when I first met you. It was a total shock to me and to our families. And it's a tragedy for me to have to be here to talk about this. I feel very bad for your family, for the Markel family, for the tragedy everyone's experiencing. To me, I've been following this for 2 years. It appears to be a dissolution of two families. My background is similar in many ways to both families. I grew with Markel. I'm the son of Holocaust survivors. I actually was born in Germany with displaced persons camp, came to the United States at the age of 18 months. So like the boys, Lincoln and Benjamin, I don't have a lot of recollection of the first beginning of my time in the United States, but they don't have the recollection of their father, which is very sad to me. But they do have families, and I have family. And we have to learn a great deal from our tragedies how to come back into life. My distress is not just for Donna and the Ailsons, but for the Markels as well, and especially for 3 generations of each family, which I see in tragic downward swing. And yet, I did meet Lincoln and Benjamin at the bar mitzvah last year, and I got to meet those 2 boys, wonderful boys. Unfortunately, I never got to meet Dan Markel, but I have read many of his articles. Very impressive, very talented man who makes some very good points about the law and about compassion in the law, which he feels could be improved.
You see Donna look around to see if anyone was looking at her crying.
So part of what I'd like to say today is basically that I do believe that Donna is a victim of not just circumstance, but has been actively exploited by parties involved in this case. I believe she was exploited by her son. Knowing Donna,
Oh, she's throwing Charlie? He's throwing Charlie.
knowing her mother, and how close she was with her mother, and understanding their love and need for family, it makes no sense to me that she would pursue an activity that will destroy 2 families like that has.
Well, you didn't look at the evidence, did you?
Having known her son.
So right now, everyone that's in his classes and signed up it is canceling.
In her own naive way, trying to be a loving mother, subdued by guilt, by silence, by denial.
Is this Harvey's competition?
Active exploitation, and used for activities she had no part of. So I believe she's innocent on all 3 counts, even though she was found guilty on all 3 counts. Part of my understanding is also that the victims here are both families, and to watch the hate and distress and the vengeance I see, it's a terrible thing to look at. As Holocaust survivors, you'd think we would understand that how damaging it is to families. I would have to say, my background, I grew up in the Bronx, with the public school system. I actually was in college when Donna was there, but I didn't know her. She graduated a year after I did. My wife, Sandy, graduated from Queens College as well. And in Coral Springs, we met up after being there a while, new young families, professionals trying to build a life, having children, building the community, which we did. So to see this situation occur, to me, it is devastating in many aspects. As a legislator, I can tell you that we see things in the law. Even though I'm a doctor, I was chairman of healthcare, I was a Democrat, majority leader.
Was this just like a platform for him to go up and get attention?
The hell? And ruin his career?
Some of the sentencing guidelines and participated in passing them.
Well, if he thinks Donna's a good person, he should go.
Over the years is that I've had the privilege of passing many laws.
Talks about dressing her kids up as Nazis or grandkids.
I was able to work both sides, so many of my laws exist in the books. I get calls from judges. Periodically, they ask me about the intent of the law when I wrote it, because they have a case, and it's come down to what did you intend to happen from this law? And they would ask my opinion, and they would use that information. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the intent of the judicial guidelines for sentencing. I think the life without parole is a very harsh sentence. And that was not the intent, was to punish domestic cases with that, but to to drug dealers. And
So she's convicted of killing someone, but
Who does he think he is?
he's an idiot.
Why does he think his opinion matters?
So he's second guessing the court, jury. He's second guessing the whole process. Good. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Second
speaking.
of all, I think that it's unfortunate that this case has gone into so many new victims. And if already you have 4 victims.
Robin, does this stuff ever change the outcome of the sentencing, or is it
Yeah,
just
it's making it worse.
Conspiracy theories.
No, typically
ever a
no.
narcissist?
No, I mean, typically no, just because the judge has already made up his mind of what he's going to do.
That's my opinion.
I mean,
Now, in
you
this
can
case-
sway it either way,
Dr.
one way or the
Graber,
other.
before
But
you continue,
we all
is
think
this
about
being
this all the
offered
time.
as character? Because you're not an expert on the law.
The judge is calling him out.
Judge.
Very well. You may continue, Doctor.
Yes, that's my opinion from my background. That's not, I'm not giving a professional opinion. I'm giving you my personal opinion from experience. What I'm asking the court today is that, to me, the court, the judicial system, the power of the judicial system is in the judge. And it is the judge who is the presenter of a safety net for the public. To show some compassion on the cold written law, with every box checked off, show them compassion.
You know, as a matter of fact, he said he wasn't there for 20 years.
It should come from the judge, it should come from the jury. And I think that that's something we have to consider. So at this
We
point,
have to?
what I'm
You're not
saying
part
is
of the
that
we.
I believe Donna Adelson is a 5-star mother, did everything she could do for her kids, for her family, for her community. She has no bad intentions. She knows.
So you see, this is why he's friends with them. He's
He's a
control freak,
narcissist.
too. He's
Yeah, he's
trying to
just
control
like
the
her.
situation too, just like her.
That's not her behavior.
walk together,
This is not her profile.
Look at him make this about him.
I know.
understand that nothing can be changed, but I'd like it on record. And I believe she is innocent of these 3 counts, and we believe her.
That's right. Well, the court didn't, you moron.
Sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Bad things happen to good people. Jesus Christ.
For the families, I would ask.
It wasn't an oopsie. It was a hit.
Dad's not here.
This guy just wants to-
Oh my God.
Yeah, he just wants to be seen.
His lack of self-awareness.
What's going on here, and how they're going to be perceived in the future, and how they will interpret the future based on this. So I think it's time for some compassion, some understanding, some forgiving.
That's good.
Perhaps it's time to take a step back and let everyone heal.
What a fucking buffoon.
With
That's
that, I say to
Ultra
Donna, Daniel, I love you. We support you and the family, and we hope you the best. God bless you.
yeah. He really is a
Ron,
character.
thank you for
He just destroyed his own career.
Let's
Go
have
in
an
to fill that
examination for the
canteen.
witness.
No, Judge.
God.
State of an examination for the witness.
No, sir.
Dr. Graber, you can remain on the Zoom. I would just ask you to mute yourself at this point.
Please
Thank you.
mute yourself.
Your family's been asking you for the last 40 years to do that too, just in general.
We have Rick Chagrin,
That's
Mr.
it.
President, would like to make a brief statement.
That guy's sucking up hot air with no reason.
I wasn't expecting a lot of advocacy for Donna today.
Well, that wasn't really advocacy for Donna.
No.
But advocacy for himself.
What do we have here?
Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will give today will be the truth?
I do.
You can lower your hand. You may direct the witness or you may give a statement.
If you could state your full name, please.
My name is Richard Gordon Chagrin.
And have you prepared a statement here today?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you can give that to the court at this time.
This on behalf of myself and my wife, Susan Brotman, an attorney at law. We have known Donna Adelson for over 35 years. She's been a dear friend and travel companion, and we are still in shock of her current circumstances. We know her to be a loving parent, wife, and grandparent. We stand behind her claim of innocence. We feel the trial was held in a county where there's been a lot of bad and inaccurate negative publicity, therefore not allowing a fair trial. We contend if a change of venue was granted, she would have been found not guilty.
It's not help.
We are hopeful she will be relocated to South Florida, where she can pursue all legal remedies available. Thank you very much for your consideration.
It's a flying monkey without wings, ladies and gentlemen.
Character statements or quibbling about the evidence and the rules?
Judges are here to talk about their friendship and time. Thank you.
Any witness examination for Mr. Chagrin?
Captain.
No, Your Honor.
You may be seated. Any other witness?
We did provide to the court, if you received your copy, Judge, some very short letters that were written as character support on behalf of Mrs. Adelson, if I may go through those at this time.
I mean, an Adelson-themed
Thank
crossword
you.
puzzle
First
that's
letter
in there
that
for
was
you.
submitted to the court was by Andy Cunningham and Ronald Gutterson, who testified at trial.
It's a
They say
coloring
we are
book.
writing this letter to restate our knowledge and feelings regarding Donna Adelson. We have known Donna since 2009 and consider her to be our dearest friend. Donna is a kind, caring, loving person. She was always concerned with the welfare of others. She is not the monster portrayed by the media. Donna is incapable of threatening or harming anyone. Donna is almost 76 years old and in frail health after almost 2 years of incarceration. We will always believe her to be innocent and ask the court to take these factors into consideration when deciding Donna's sentence.
We have one written by ChatGPT. This is a fake person named
One of her
Sylvester.
longtime friends, Ruth Rosenberg, who wrote, I immigrated to the USA from Israel when I was 1 month shy of 12. I lived in Israel in a town of 5,000 inhabitants where my family knew almost everyone, and came to New York City, Queens, with a population of close to 8 million residents. To say it was a culture shock is an understatement. I didn't speak any English and physically looked like an underdeveloped child in comparison to the American girls my age. I entered the 7th grade in September, not knowing any English, the, quote, stranger in school. For several months, I sat by myself at lunchtime in the cafeteria, staring at the next table, where Donna and a group of her friends were conversing, laughing, and having a nice time. One day, Donna walked over to my table and asked me if I would like to join them, and of course, I said yes, please. That kind gesture started a 62-plus year friendship. She invited me to her house to meet her family, and over time, we became like sisters. I can recall several instances where Donna helped me obtain a job so I can help my parents financially. She introduced me to a family in a bungalow colony in the Catskills who needed a mother's helper for their daughters in the summer of '66. The money I earned helped my parents pay for the closing costs on their house. The following summer, she got me a job as a counselor at Camp Allegra in the Berkshires.
Then she fed my dog Snuggles when I had to go on.
With Harvey and Donna about applying to dental school as my college advisor had recommended. Later that year, I was chosen to be the maid of honor at their wedding. We remained close friends throughout the years, even though we lived more than 1,000 miles apart. Our families visited each other periodically, making sure that our children and grandchildren got to know each other. We attended life cycle events of our children, bat and bar mitzvahs, weddings, special birthdays, etc., and now our grandchildren's. Donna has always been a kind-hearted, generous, loving, and caring. She is one of my best friends, and I will forever remember and appreciate how she helped me with English while I helped her with math in Parsons Junior High School, and remained loyal through these 62-plus years. The situation she is in today is unimaginable to me. That is not the person I know and love.
Surprise!
We also submitted a letter from Ron Ellis to the court. My name is Ron Ellis, and I have had the privilege of knowing Donna Adelson for more than 30 years. I am writing to you in hope of offering some perspective on the woman I have come to know so well over the course of our long friendship. Donna has been a steady and caring presence in my life. When my stepson passed away 11 years ago at the age of 34, Donna was there for me in ways I will never forget. She sat with me in my grief, listened when I needed to talk, and offered comfort when I felt overwhelmed. That kindness and empathy is the Donna I know. Someone who shows up for her friends and offers strength in their darkest moments. Over the years, I have seen Donna's compassion extend beyond just me. She has been a devoted mother, a loyal friend, and someone who consistently tried to bring warmth and generosity to those around her. I understand fully the gravity of the situation before the court, but I hope that when you consider Donna's sentence, you will also weigh the years of kindness, care, and humanity she has shown to others. I believe that Donna still has the ability to contribute positively even under these circumstances, and that she is capable of reflection and growth. I respectfully ask that you take these qualities into account when you make your decision. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully,
on your
Ronald.
son-in-law.
You are all sources of her narcissistic supply, and you don't want to admit you've been duped through most of your life.
She writes, we have known Donna for over 50 years, and although we live far apart and have seen her often over the years, we wanted to share with you our impressions of the lovely person we have known. Donna has always been a loving, kind mother and wife, and also an exemplary daughter to her parents, who often stayed with their family. We have never heard her utter a negative word about anyone.
Oh, God.
And had tremendous pride in every member of her family.
Well, then you haven't been paying
She retained
attention.
many friends from her childhood and developed long, satisfying friendships with the new people she met throughout each stage of her life. Donna was always
Each of
intelligent,
these people
charismatic,
that committed something didn't have a loving critic in their life saying, don't do this. Don't align yourself with someone who's just been convicted of killing their son-in-law.
As you can see, it is very difficult for us to view her as anybody other than the sweet, caring person we knew. Sincerely, Marianne and Ted Schaffman.
Thank you, Marianne.
Next is a letter from Jessica Usury
Or maybe
to
they're all
Judge Everett. My name is Jessica Usury, and I am writing this letter to express my personal experiences and knowledge of Donna Adelson's character. Donna and I share a beloved grandson, Roman Harvey Adelson, born in 2017. My first memory of Donna is a video made and shared on Mother's Day 2017. Charlie Adelson surprised his mom with the news that he and my daughter, Brianna, were expecting a baby. It warmed my heart to watch Donna's genuine excitement and happiness caught on video. Our families began spending time together as events and celebrations took place. I recall Donna being warm and welcoming. As I got to know her more, there was no doubt in my mind that she was a loving and devoted wife, mother, and grandmother. Roman's birth was a scheduled cesarean section on December the 5th. On that day, I was overcome with mixed emotions of excitement and fear. A family awaited Roman's birth at the hospital during unnerving procedure. Donna was affectionate and compassionate, as I was visibly anxious and emotional. I will always remember how she reassured and calmed me that day. We shared tears of joy and hugs when a beautiful and healthy boy came into this world. Donna was caring and supportive of Bree as a new mom. I have many fond memories of time spent with the Adelsons. Although Charlie and Bree were no longer a couple beyond Roman's first year, we all remained close. Donna has been kind, thoughtful, loving, and generous. Thank you sincerely for taking the time to read the letter, Jessica Usury. And then a short letter to whom it may concern. I've worked at Adelson Institute for Aesthetic and Implant Dentistry from October 3rd, 2011.
This an endorsement of the product?
2022.
My smile's never been better.
So this is an employee. She better say something.
Through my time of working often side by side with her, I've witnessed her grace and ability to diffuse upset patients. She is incredible with having compassion for others and is truly one of the sweetest people I know.
Oh, God.
She's so supportive and understanding when it comes to her employees. When an elderly person comes in as a patient, she always made sure they had assistance, whether needing help filling out forms or even opening the reception door for them.
Well, of course, because she was going to make money off them. Of course she's going to be nice to them.
Isn't it amazing how stupid people are? And they're like, I had no idea she was like this.
While I'm working,
Oh, because
while I'm at work,
unless you pissed her off.
I recognize the gravity of the
And they're not
situation
paying
and
attention to their
consider the legal
surroundings.
process.
And
But I respectfully ask that you
No, they just
consider
do
the
the surface.
positive
You know,
qualities
people
of
put
the
on
a great
content.
show.
Sincerely, Erica Johnson.
Thanks, Erica.
And then the last letter that we submitted
God.
was Attorney Gary Cohn. He said, my name is Gary Cohen. I've been a member in good standing of the Florida Bar since 1980.
And
Oh no. They
did our
muffled
feed
it.
die?
1980.
There you go.
I have known Donna and Harvey Adelson as personal friends and personal counsel for almost 40 years. Harvey was also my dentist for most of those years. I have been in the Adelson house, and they have been in mine numerous times over the years since their children were little ones. My wife and I have socialized with Harvey and Donna at dinners, blessed events such as bar and bat mitzvahs, and weddings, birthdays, and many other occasions. I've also traveled with them, including a wonderful trip to Africa with 2 of my sons several years ago. I therefore have had a unique opportunity to observe Donna under many circumstances. In all the time I have known her, I have literally never heard Donna raise her voice, lose her temper, act inappropriately, or treat anyone with less than full respect, and almost always with a smile on her face.
I just don't believe
thank God.
that. I don't believe it.
Let's just pat her on the wrist and say, well, because this letter, Donna, you can go free.
She has been always been an amazing
We were
mother.
traveling with them, and we were planning on going to Vietnam with
We
them.
have had the most loving marriage that can be imagined. While I cannot comment on
We're
any
to go to
of the facts
Vietnam
of
with
this
them.
case or any of the alleged events, I can say that the Donna I know is the last person I would ever think of when it comes to what has been this utterly horrible crime, dealing with the death of Dan Markel.
Because you didn't know Donna.
Being a trial lawyer for 45 years, I fully believe in the jury system and understand that a jury has spoken. However, the woman I've known so well for so long also needs to be understood as the wonderful wife, mother, grandmother, and friend that she has been known to me. I only hope that this information can be of use of the court when it comes to the sentencing of Donna Adelson, Gary Cohen.
You've all been duped.
At this time, I believe that Mrs. Adelson's husband, Harvey Adelson, would like to address the court.
Very well.
All right.
You wish to enter these letters into evidence.
Yes, Judge.
And now our
Sit
feature
down.
presentation.
They will be composite defense 1 for Sonson.
Thank you, Judge.
Dr. Adelson, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, I do.
You can lower your hand. You may speak.
Thank you, Judge, and respected officers of the court for allowing me to speak. I have been Donna Adelson's husband for over 50 years. My wife sacrificed everything so that she could pour her heart and soul into our children, our grandchildren, and our marriage. This summer was our 54th wedding anniversary, and I had to spend it without her, hand in mind. She has done nothing wrong, and yet is being punished for a crime that she did not commit. I thought we lived in a different kind of world,
Oh, God.
but I guess I was wrong.
Yes, you
I
are.
have listened, watched, and sat in the courtroom for the entire trial, and I could not help but scream in my mind by the witnesses that were brought forward by the prosecution who told outright lies. I didn't know that you could lie in a courtroom, but apparently you can. Danny's parents contend that they have never seen their grandchild. But for years they say they've never seen her. But Wendy has shared with me pictures and videos and letters from their visits.
Then why didn't you
They have
testify?
suffered immensely at the loss of
Keep
their
getting
son.
angry. It's helping.
But they also contend to tell lies to the court about our grandchildren.
You're attacking the fucking victims.
Donna has always been a loving and caring wife and is innocent of the charges. A biased judge and jury were influenced by years of one-sided news.
And another 20 years.
There's a new target that's going on Harvey with Georgia at this moment in
No
time.
kidding.
George is like, oh, I was going to pay attention to Wendy. Maybe we should go over here.
Or licensed sentencing.
May I just one moment, please?
Go ahead.
You need to shut the fuck up or they're going to go after you next.
I mean, really, if he had that information, don't you think Jackie should have put him on the frickin' stand or something?
Yeah.
These people are buffoons. The lawyers are
God
buffoons.
dang it.
Everyone's a buffoon. So who you should really be attacking if all this is true is his lawyers that sucked.
Oh, she
That's
didn't even look at
interrupting
it.
him.
She didn't even look at it. She's looking at it for the first time right now. What do you think?
Yes.
Jesus
Let's line
Christ.
this out. Let's line this out.
Don't say these words because you're going to get in trouble. Like, this is insane.
God, you're gonna get me disbarred like right now in front of everyone.
Let's do some stand-up. Let's do some improv. Come on, Harvey. It's your
Oh
turn. The
my
mic's
God.
on you.
you had video and pictures of Wendy and the grandkids, and you didn't. I don't know. Something's not right here.
She is Rachel. She's proofreading it on the spot right there.
Holy shit. Was there a backup at the crematory that didn't get a chance to do her legal work?
You couldn't have imagined this. I mean, this is just the funniest thing I've ever seen. She's so now she's incompetent. She's gonna. I mean, who would hire any of these people that just spoke on her behalf?
All right, thanks you for letting me continue. Donna did not participate in the heinous acts that she was convicted of doing.
Really?
You're sending an innocent woman to prison.
How's that help?
You have taken my wife and you have taken my life as well. And for what?
You're probably
this
next,
is not
Harvey.
justice. It is vengeance, and it is wrong.
So here's how you go for clemency. The impact that all this is going to have on the children. That's it.
Right.
That's it. We're so sorry. The impact on the children. Reduce the sentence so they can see your grandmother again. Seriously, that's it.
You literally attacked the grandparents of the murder victim. The parents of the murder victim.
Zero accountability for their own actions.
Jesus Christ. He literally ripped apart the murder victim's parents.
Well, he's just like Donna then, isn't he? I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Further witnesses, Judge, but
Well, now, you know, I understand.
decided she would like to make.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Unsworn?
Yes, Judge.
Damn.
All of the witnesses will be sworn this afternoon that you wish to speak.
Judge, the case law confirms that the defendant has the right to make an unsworn statement prior to sentencing. The court, Rule 3.720B states the court shall entertain submissions of evidence by the parties that are relevant to the
No doubt.
A number of cases, Your Honor, that have interpreted this, especially in a capital case, as the defendant having a right to make an unsworn statement. This is a capital.
Please give the citation.
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. First is Smith versus State, 268 Southern 3rd, 831. It's from the first DCA in 2019.
They came in prepared.
Yeah.
Continue, Your Honor.
Give me 1 moment.
Yes, sir.
It's the bill rope.
Bringing up my Westwell.
Take
Is he
a good
drinking
swig.
Donna's water?
There's not water in there,
Citation
man.
again.
You know it's not.
It's 268 Southern 3rd, 831.
These people are never going to be hired again as defense attorneys.
No way.
This is just-
I can't believe, Harvey is going to get prosecuted.
yeah, he just
After that show,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
shit.
prosecutor's like, oh my, look at that.
Like, lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
My. Harvey, we just thought you were the stoic, innocent guy. We didn't realize there's such good fire in your belly.
Jesus.
You're an angry narcissist too. Look at you.
Yep.
And like we're supposed to have pity. Like, I didn't have my wife last summer. Yeah,
They're
well,
literally
guess what? Your
pretending
grandkids didn't have their
they're looking
fucking
for
dad.
I know. They're literally pretending they're looking for things.
Is that what they're doing?
I think so. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to look
Which
busy.
pinpoint site are you referring to in the case?
It's not, let's see.
He's looking up
Why
the
are you
case
this
law.
ridiculously unprepared coming into this today?
He's trying to look up the case law that says she doesn't have to be sworn to give her statement. But who the hell cares? Go ahead, say it, man. It's going to be dumpster fire anyway.
Just let her say
I'll
it.
give you this one. So Hill versus State, 246 Southern 3rd.
Good point, Rachel. Why doesn't she need headphones anymore? Well, because she's not having to convince a jury that she's some, innocent cardigan-wearing grandmother.
Right.
So that ruse is done.
I had no idea this was going to be so entertaining.
We all prayed, and it
Yeah.
happened.
And it's going to get better. Wait till she gets up there.
Oh my goodness.
We haven't even heard the victim statement yet. They're probably rewriting them right now.
Well, the way
I'm going after all these guys now.
Well, look at how they tried to make her into the victim.
I know. Not one thing was ever said about the actual victims in this.
It's flying monkeys to an extreme.
So so here's what's really, behaviorally, here's what you do. You always look at the people that are surrounding.
Where it does state the defendant has a right to
They're all the
make an
same.
sworn statement. We will
All
proceed.
these people are self-centered, self-aggrandizing.
My turn or here?
She can remain at council table.
Thank you. I'm going to move the microphone.
Donna's standing up, or is going to attempt to stand up, or something. Maybe they're giving her a mic.
I hope she sings karaoke.
Here we go.
I need to speak loud. This is not
Okay. Is this loud enough, Judge?
I can hear you.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you for letting me speak. My son-in-law, Dan Markel, was a fine and decent man. He was well-educated and passionate about his career. He was a good son-in-law, but more importantly, he was a caring and loving father. On July 18th, 2014, his car was followed, leaving his home. It should have been just like any other day, an ordinary day in the life of Ben and Lincoln's father, but it wasn't. He didn't know when he left his boys off at daycare that would be the last time he would see them, and the last time they would see him. He didn't know when he went to the gym afterwards that would be the last time he would exercise.
You
And he
did.
didn't know when he drove home that his life would end within minutes. Danny wasn't just being followed, he was being hunted. He was brutally murdered in broad daylight, sitting in his car, in his garage, by vicious killers.
Hired by you.
I cannot imagine the terror he felt when he saw a gun pointed at him through the window of his car. I cannot conceive of his heroic efforts to stay alive during the hours after the attack.
Because I would have gone in again.
Danny died in the early morning hours of July 19th.
I had a backup plan.
His death is a loss to his children, his parents, his...
Oh God, there's
For
no
what?
tears.
For what? There's nothing there.
She's got
all
allergies
of
like
us and
Tony.
his family, his friends, his colleagues in the legal community, and to his students at FSU Law School.
More bravado in your voice, please, Donna.
Danny's boys
Yeah, see, she
have a photo
crescendo too early.
of themselves with their Abba, their dad, beside their beds. They grew up kissing the framed photo and saying, "Good night, Abba, I love you." The pictures and memories are all they have because cruel, cold-hearted people took him from all of us who loved him. My heart was broken when Danny died.
Oh God.
My grandsons were going to grow up without the father who loved them. I wondered, how could we help these boys through this trauma?
Let's steal them away from their family.
My husband and I knew that the best way to honor Danny's memory would be to share with these children an abundance of love. The
And
love
dress
that
them as
Danny would have
Nazis.
given them if he were alive. It is interesting how the state can't make up its mind about who is what they call the, quote, mastermind behind this murder.
Oh, it's interesting.
In
isn't
both
it,
of
Donna?
Catherine McBanawa's trials, the state claimed she was the mastermind behind Danny's murder. In my son Charlie Adelson's trial, they claimed he was the mastermind. And now in my trial, they claimed that I, this grandma, was the mastermind behind the murder. I had no idea that other people planned to cut Danny's life short. And the people who did this are exactly where they deserve to be. But I had no knowledge that this horrible, evil act was going to take place. If I had become aware of this plan before Danny was murdered, I would have stopped it. With not one iota of actual evidence, the state convinced a Tallahassee jury that I solicited and conspired with other people to have Danny killed.
You wrote 40-some checks to the fucking people.
Prior to the murder. Whoops. The evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that the state needed to prove their case. Where is the evidence before July 18th, 2014 at 10:50 in the morning?
Before you continue,
That
Mrs.
revealed-
Adelson, as it relates to this statement, is the defense trying to re-argue the trial?
No, Judge, just giving Mrs. Adelson an opportunity to be heard.
George is like, let her go.
That-
Let her
Adelson,
slip.
You certainly can continue. However, the court can take into consideration the utter lack of remorse that you are displaying. Please proceed if you desire to do so.
I'll be quiet now.
Where is the evidence before July 18th,
she's going
2014 at 10:50 a.m. that revealed that I had any involvement in this vile and horrific act?
No self-awareness.
Where is the solicitation and conspiracy evidence? The state needed to show that there was evidence before the murder to convict me. The state couldn't show that because there wasn't any evidence. They were trying an innocent person. It makes you wonder if the jurors were sleeping when the state had Sergeant Corbett on the stand for hours.
He's attacking
Their
everyone.
own star witness testified that my phone was never, I repeat, never at my son's house on the night of the murder. The state's theory that my husband and I dropped off money to my son was blown out of the water by their own witness. And yet, the state continued to push that story, that lie of the so-called money drop to the jury through the remainder of the trial.
She's gonna get maxed.
And the jury bought into it, hook, line, and sinker.
Jesus Christ.
Reasonable doubt.
I have a hard time imagining how
Many
she
months
would
ago, my attorneys filed a motion for a
She
change of
surprised me
venue.
because she started off the right
An
way.
expert
But
witness testified
Yeah, she derailed
that
it.
Tallahassee had been barraged with over 9 years of negative social media.
This is a
print news,
masterclass in
television
narcissism.
news, and podcast publicity about my family. He explained to the court both the evidence and demonstratives that for me to receive a fair trial, it needed to be held in any of the researched and designated areas in the state of Florida other than Tallahassee. All I wanted was a level playing field, but the court wanted the trial here in the hotbed of Tallahassee. I sat through 3 days of jury selection. 180 potential jurors were asked if they had developed an opinion in my case. Those that answered yes also added, I believe she is guilty. Not one person, not one, said, I think she may be innocent. That should have been a clue to the court to grant our motion for a change of venue. But the court denied the motion. One of my jurors admitted during jury selection that she had background information concerning what one of the state's witnesses would be testifying about.
Let her
Why
go.
was she allowed to be on my jury?
What?
I'm hoping she incriminates
Mrs. Fuller,
Harvey and Wendy.
Mr. Zellman, again, this has nothing to do with elocution of any sort. This is a raising of grievances, which are properly given to the appellate court.
It's Festivus.
What does any of this have to do with sentencing?
Just one moment, please.
Yeah, no kidding. She declined testifying, but now she won't shut up.
Let her go.
I want to hear the real victims.
I want her to incriminate Harvey and Wendy more. I would like.
Yeah, good
let her just talk. Let her
and
fucking
again,
go.
Jackie's going to go through and edit it now.
Yep.
Doesn't she know better? Doesn't she
The
understand
only
what?
thing the only thing that should happen now is she should say, sorry, thank you. That's it.
Thanks for the shout out, Donna, by the way. I'm glad we could
Phone
help.
off or step out.
Oh my God, this whole thing is a huge circus.
It'd be funny if it's her husband.
He's already on J date. He's got a dinner lined up.
It is mind blowing. I can't believe no one edited any of this. You know, so these defense attorneys, total lack of awareness about how to inspire a lighter sentence, how to mitigate, you know, they're arguing her guilt when that's already been decided. That is all you should be doing is try to get some compassion from the judge who's about to sentence you. And all they keep doing is, I mean, just think about it. They are all pissing him off. That's like the dumbest thing. I mean, this is no longer a court of public opinion. That time is done. The only person that has her fate in his hands is the judge. And all they're doing is pissing him off nonstop. It's hilarious. It's just
and directly insulting the victim family.
Yes. But, I mean, they are
It's
all
insane.
the dumbest people I've ever seen.
This is the equivalent of, you know, a petulant child. Go to your room. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to, like, go to your room or you're going to keep getting punished. It's going to get worse. Like, this is the geriatric version of it.
I can't believe it.
I wonder how many people are watching this that sent the letters and going, I have never seen a Donna like this. And then they're seeing a Donna like this.
But Tony, no, they won't. Because they are all friends of Donna, so they all
That's
think
true.
the
What
same
happened
way.
to Danny
Yep.
is unforgivable. But I am an innocent woman convicted of this terrible crime without evidence. Danny was a brilliant legal scholar. He would have been appalled at the total lack of justice that went on during my trial.
So you call them
He would have
gibbers?
been embarrassed to have his name associated with any of it. There are two crimes here. The first was Danny being viciously murdered. The second one is taking my life, the life of an innocent woman. Convicting me should not be retribution for Danny's death. That is not justice for Dan. I've always respected the law.
Yes, it is.
I've never gotten a parking ticket, but I'm going to prison for a murder I did not commit.
I think she thinks she literally had to be the one with the gun.
Hopefully I have the opportunity to be given a fair trial outside of Tallahassee.
What's Harvey's phone?
11 years ago,
I don't know.
Danny was murdered and taken from all of us who loved him. For the past 9.5 years, the state has broadcast to the world, including Danny's parents and sister,
Oh, I should never get
that I hired hitmen to kill him.
Oh, now she's attacking
Never in
him
a million
too.
years would I have wanted Danny to be harmed or killed, nor could I ever do something that would leave these two small boys to grow up without him.
Ask the grandkids what she said about
I
him.
love these boys more than life itself.
Not a single fucking tear.
This is a lifetime of loss for these children.
Maybe she got dry eyes.
They didn't deserve this. His family didn't deserve this. Danny didn't deserve this.
So, Michelle,
so,
what it is this
as
is
I
a time of
appeared before you
fake
today,
emotions,
Your Honor,
of manipulating people with them. That's
I
all.
promise you with my whole heart, I swear to you on my life, I was not involved in any way with Danny's murder. I was not.
Defense have any further argument to make?
We're still going.
Judge, before Ms. Fulford makes the argument, I want to address a comment that the court made a few moments ago considering lack of remorse in fashioning a sentence. In Shepherd v. State 227 Southern 3rd 746, the First District Court of Appeal held that lack of remorse cannot be considered a fashioning appropriate sentence.
We're arguing that.
If this were a situation where remorse and admission of guilt may be grounds for mitigation, the lack of these factors cannot be used to increase the defendant's sentence, and such reliance violates the defendant's due process rights, and they also rely on Ritter v. State 8.
So what he's saying is,
Southern 2nd.
being a psychopath shouldn't mean you go to
Court
prison
has
longer.
ruled on this issue concerning remorse. and lack of showing remorse as well. If you need me to find the citation for you, I will.
Yes, please.
We'll take a 10-minute break.
Oh my God. So it's a pretty bad. I think even George is standing up like, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that?
I know. And now the lawyer is telling the judge what the law is on remorse, and so the judge is finding it for him.
I think he like chat GPT'd it or something and was like, see, it says you can't do, like the judge doesn't know how to sentence.
I don't think these people know how to use chat GPT. If they did, they wouldn't have edit everything on the fly.
I don't think these people know how to practice law.
Oh my God, they're all going down.
Oh my God.
Everyone associated with this is either going to prison or they lost their practices, they lost their jobs, they lost their friends. But so let's go back to the behaviors on this. I think this is so key and critical for everyone watching this. When you associate with crazy people, this is what you get. This is an echo chamber of narcissism that we're seeing here. Because I guarantee, we're all sitting here saying we can't believe what she's doing, what she's saying. But you know what? All her friends are like cheering her on because they all think the same way.
And that's the thing. And the thing is, I agree to a certain extent. You have two groups of people, I think, with narcissists. You have the ones that think the same way, that are fellow narcissists, birds of a feather. And you also have people who are duped, that are just not that bright, or haven't been on the receiving end of Donna or a narcissist in general in an extreme way in their life, that they haven't had to then have that wake up call in their world and go, oh shit. Yeah, there's people like this out there.
So the ones that were close enough are like her, and the ones that were just duped by the superficial outward appearance that she puts on a show is because she's practiced at putting on a show. I mean, everything we saw from her emotional outburst, that is coming from 50 years of practicing how to look emotional.
Yeah,
and how to manipulate people. I mean, because just like you have your experiences, with the people you've had in your life, Tony, where you recognize things. I've had these kind of emotional people in my family in my life, and I know exactly what that looks like. It's triggering to me when I see someone with these fake tears trying to put on these shows, trying to manipulate an action that someone's trying to take. It is so apparent. And it doesn't happen like all of a sudden she's put on trial. I'm going to learn to do this now. We're seeing a lifetime of reps.
Well, and it's a lifetime of reps because it works.
Yeah,
it's worked for her for so many years.
She had low-thinking people around her entire life.
And that's, I mean, if people aren't familiar with the term flying monkeys, that's what it's all. It's from the Wizard of Oz. It's basically, we're going to send all these people out to do my bidding for me. And that's what narcissists do. And usually it's a much less insane, crazy level. There's not usually murder involved, but it's let's, I'm going to go around and say, what a wonderful person this is. I'm going to guess this has happened to the older son, and his name escapes me. Does anybody remember his
Rob.
name? I can't. Rob. Rob.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Rob's had an experience a time or two where he's been out in public and somebody goes, "Oh, you're Donna's son, aren't you? Oh, you're so lucky. She's just the most wonderful person, blah, 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 blah." And he's kind of like, yeah, I live in New York now.
Yeah,
But I'm sure, but that's the thing, because flying monkeys aren't always out there like trying to twist words. They think they're doing the right thing. They think they're talking about a nice woman. They don't, because they've been convinced that by that person, because that's what these people are able to do. That's the real scary, dangerous ones. They're not always out there like flapping their wings and you're like, oh gosh, evil, scary person. Look at your flying. No, they're flying monkeys. Look like the nice lady in front of you at McDonald's. It's just, they're able to manipulate people to do their bidding for them. And then you have enough of them. It looks like a community. It looks like this, like you're the crazy one if you're calling that out. Yeah. And they've been able to insulate themselves with so many people like that their entire lives. And now they're being called out on it. And we're seeing just how well that works out in court.
Yeah. It's a cult of me. That was a cult of me is what that was. And so I'd be curious also about how many of those people that provided those letters volunteered them, because it was their opportunity to be front and center. Like that guy that hadn't seen her in 20 years, that doctor. Yeah. I really wonder if they reached out for him, or he's like, here's a chance to really bolster myself and look like a great guy, because you can imagine the defense attorney saying, hey, you got this person that was on a legislature. He's been elected a position. He's got all these positions. We can get him on here to argue against the judge.
It's not even the time to do that. I mean, that was kind of shocking. Again, he touted all of his credentials.
So what's interesting too. So what did we see? We saw a pattern of behavior with all the people that were called. So when you see a pattern of behavior that they're all doing the same thing, what's the likelihood that's the instructions they were given by defense? That is just insane. That's how stupid she was. That's how
shouldn't Jackie have at least seen what everybody was going to say and go, listen, we can't do this or we shouldn't do that. I mean, somebody's got to oversee the whole thing, right?
Todd, I think what she did was, again, pure conjecture, obviously, but when you look at what they all did and the fact that she didn't edit any of it, it means that they probably received those instructions from her of what to say and what to include. And she went to him and said, did you actually include all these things? They might have read to her what their statements were over a phone, over a voicemail or something. She thought, it sounds great. Roll with that. That's the problem, is that I think I would hard to imagine she didn't know what they're going to say. And so what happened was when the judge started saying you're batshit crazy for saying these things, then she's saying on the fly, I got to remove all the stuff I told them to include.
She had no idea. I wonder if I do wonder if she even screened it. I mean, this seems like she didn't even have any clue.
But they're all saying such similar things.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't all. So you didn't think about this. You didn't have any one of her witnesses saying anything for the victims.
Nothing.
And so if no one in that circle is compassionate towards the actual victims here, that means they're all complete psychopaths, or they're all had instructions, or both.
Yeah, I mean, they're following what they think is the right thing to be doing. I'm kind of shocked by the way this is playing out.
Yeah,
with these.
Are you though? I mean, it is.
I am too. I mean, Harvey, because it was really interesting watching, Harvey get up there and just kind of go full throttle of like, this is all BS.
Yeah. And then she doubled down on it. And then the judge says, you better not say this.
Well, and
then she kept going.
Well, and what's interesting is the way that they approached it too. And initially it's like, this is so horrible. Danny's dead. He didn't deserve this. And then let's attack the family. I mean, what on, even if that's how you feel, Donna, shut up. Like this, keep that to yourself. There's ways you could have approached this that would have been beneficial to you. Everything that you've already done, you can't undo. And I feel like Jackie and whoever the other attorney is, they're sitting back there like going, how do we walk this back now?
And you can't. And you can't. And empathy is the ability. I mean, we do this on our show all the time. And that is, we put ourselves in the shoes of the other person so we can understand and interpret what they need to hear in order to get the outcome that you're seeking. And so what this clearly shows is a complete lack of an ability to have empathy for what the judge is going to be looking for, what the victims are going to be looking for, what the general population in general is looking for to garner sympathy for a lighter sentence. They are completely incapable of anything like that. So when you lack that level of empathy to see the world through someone else's context and lens, it's just profound. I mean, it's really just profound because when so much is on the line, they couldn't do it.
And that's what so much of this always comes back to, because it's like we're shocked. I don't know why I'm shocked sometimes too. You're right, Todd. I don't know why, but that's exactly it. It's the capability. It's the utter lack of ability to have empathy. I don't know. Did I make the reference today about being? I meant it earlier. I don't know if it was on this show or if it was earlier this morning, where it was going to a blind person and saying, "Well, why don't you see?" They can't. It's the ability is not there. You can't will it to happen. They're not going to train them to happen to see. It's just not there. And with some people, empathy is it. It's just not there.
We say it all the time that all killers that we've dealt with are idiots and they're low IQ. And everyone keeps saying that, well, they have high IQs, they have PhDs and all these things. No, I'm talking emotional intelligence. We are seeing once again hardcore emotional intelligence at zero. The ability to know yourself, the ability to understand those around you, the ability to problem solve, the ability to manage your emotional regulation. Those are all the factors that go into emotional intelligence or EQ. These people, once again, are displaying zero emotional intelligence, like all these other morons that are taking their lack of ability for emotional regulation out on others. And it's just profound again. But it's not shocking because, like you say, people do stupid things. And that's why this is why conspiracies are so hard to pull off. You know, going to our conspiracy theme the other day, because conspiracies and grabbing a bunch of people around for cognitive pragmatic thought to cover something up requires a higher level of emotional intelligence, although you have to lack it, at least empathy, in order to do something horrendous. But these people are...
Davis was not a capital case. This is a capital case. Although the criminal punishment code would only apply to the non-capital cases, I would submit to Your Honor that it is distinguishable under those circumstances.
Going to read from Head Note 8 and 9. Nor was Davis forced to choose between allocution and maintenance of his innocence. He certainly could have allocuted without voicing his disagreement with the verdict, blaming the driver, the police, his lawyer, the trial court for his conviction, and attempting to explain his personal interpretations of the law to the judge. He could have asked for leniency without admitting guilt. He could have provided the judge with reasons to impose a sentence less than the maximum besides his claimed innocence. But he instead chose to make a lengthy statement claiming innocence, denying responsibility, and placing blame for his conviction on the alleged misconduct of others. The trial court was under no obligation to ignore such statements and did not err in considering those statements and imposing the legal sentence here.
Boom.
Do you have anything that distinguishes Davis in any way?
As I said, Your Honor, Davis was not a capital case.
Well,
They're literally
any other
arguing the
arguments or
fundamentals
evidence
of
the
these.
defense wishes to present?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Please move forward.
I know, because look at that. They weren't going for a reduced sentence.
Your Honor, we're aware that in count one, the court has no choice but to sentence Mrs. Adelson to life for the first-degree murder charge.
Then why did
We
you do
are
all
going
that?
to request a downward departure as to counts 2 and counts 3, the solicitation and the conspiracy counts. For
What are the
this,
grounds?
pardon me.
What are the grounds?
The grounds are, one is non-statutory, and that's disparity in the treatment between co-defendants. And the second reason is statutory, and it is Florida Statute 921.00262B. The defendant was an accomplice to the offense and was a relatively minor participant in the criminal conduct.
I feel like Jackie's hair is thinning.
It's a really bad haircut, I can say that. It goes with her suit.
It's probably going to be her last case ever.
She got it at Ross in the men's section.
Sub B would be the trial record, or do you have something more specific?
For 4B, we're going to rely on the trial record with respect to the conduct of Mrs. Adelson, and we would ask the court to take judicial notice. Your Honor did preside over Charlie Adelson's trial, and the evidence regarding the other co-defendants' activities or participation was also brought out in the testimony in the trial of Mrs. Adelson, so we'd rely on that record, Judge.
Ms. Kappelman, as to the argued grounds for statutory mitigation and also non-statutory mitigation, does the state have any argument to make?
No, Your Honor.
You may continue.
Thank you, Judge. I'll start with the disparity. Do you need case law citations for this, or you're aware of it,
Please.
Judge? Okay. The first case would be Sanders v. State, 510 Southern 2nd, 296. This is a Florida Supreme Court case from 1987.
One moment. 510 Southern 2nd. What was the other part of the citation?
I have copies, Your Honor.
296, and that's Florida Supreme Court in 1987.
Go ahead.
State versus Fernandez, 927 Southern 2nd, 939, which is a third
Narcissists
DCA
arguing
case
why
from
the rules don't
2006.
apply to them is what's happening right now.
You may.
These are great people.
Where they're fundamentally different than everyone else and the rules do not
Yeah, Tony, I
apply
really
the
got
same
to
way.
And then the third case.
I would not have watched this show without you.
I can't pronounce it, but State versus Kunkemoller, 333 Southern 3rd, 335. That's a first DCA case from 2022, but it is distinguishable because it does not address the issue of culpability as the first two cases do, but I wanted to bring that to your attention.
They haven't actually got to the victims yet.
Thank you for the allergy medicine recommendation, by the way. I'm not taking that one, but I am taking Allegra, Mucinex, and Flonase at this moment in time, in case anyone's playing along at home.
Oh, I love the Flonase. Every now and then if I need it.
Or not Flonase. My mind is foggy today because of the allergies.
And also the jet lag.
And the jet lag. And I sat next to somebody that I thought looked like Donna Adelson's sister last night on an airplane. I'm not even joking. I'll send you the picture because it looked like Donna, and she had the demeanor of she was treating the flight attendants like crap.
Oh,
and I was like, oh my god, it's like Donna Adelson's sister, you know. But I got a good picture of her sleeping.
Oh, look at these angry people.
There's Harvey. Do we still have the old man graphic? The one from Jeff Dunham?
I know exactly what you're saying. It was so funny. I don't even see it to know exactly what the one you're referring to because he looks like that.
It's It's almost like Jeff based him on Harvey Adelson, but it's or Harvey based his look on Jeff Dunham's character. One of the other. Who does that?
It's so true.
I want to see a Donna themed character for Jeff Dunham next.
I still agree. This was a great judge.
He really has been, not just because I agree with the ruling on this, but
he's kept
he has been very balanced on this case.
Yeah.
Here you go, Robin. I just sent you the picture of fake Donna's sister after she accosted the flight attendant. I wish I could show it on screen, but I'm not going to.
We'll get lawsuits. That is a non-flattering picture for sure.
Doesn't it look like it could be Donna's sister, though?
It does.
And she had that whole...
She sleeps angry.
She was angry. The flight attendant was saying to her, would you like any snacks? Would you like... And she wouldn't even look at her, recognize her as a human being, which I hate when people treat anybody. And then... And it's like, ma'am, would you like...
Because how you treat them is how you treat everybody.
Oh, my God. And then she couldn't fit her bag underneath the seat in front of her because she didn't think, oh, if you turn it this way, it'll fit. And then the flight attendant was like, well, if you turn it... I've already tried that. Well, no, if you turn the bag... I've done that already. Just like Donna. And I'm just watching this oh, this is kind of entertaining. And then the flight attendant turns the bags and shoves it underneath the seat. See, it works. And the...
Thank you, Judge.
She
I'll
didn't like
start with
that.
the disparity argument, if I may, Your Honor. In this case, there have been several co-defendants who have either been tried or entered pleas and received sentences. I want to, for this particular argument, relate exclusively to Luis Rivera. He testified in the trial, and through himself and other witnesses, Your Honor has heard what he did in this case. And what he did in this case compared to what the state has alleged and the jury found that Mrs. Adelson did, the culpability levels are very different. Mr. Rivera was allowed to enter a plea to second-degree murder And although, as the PSI indicates, he received a sentence of 19 years in the Department of Corrections, that was run concurrent with a sentence he was already serving in a completely unrelated matter in a federal case where he got a 12-year sentence. So the number of years that he will actually serve for his participation in the homicide of Dan Markel is 7 years in the state of Florida Department of Corrections. His conduct, as Your Honor can recall, is that he traveled to Tallahassee sometime in June and scoped out the home of Danny Markel, engaged in some drug activity with Sigfredo Garcia, and then returned to South Florida. A few weeks later, he returned to Tallahassee and again scoped out Danny Markel's house. But he didn't just do that. Prior to arriving in Tallahassee, with himself knowing that he and Sigfredo Garcia were going to kill Danny Markel, he purchased and provided the very firearm that was used to kill Danny. He came to Tallahassee and they sat in wait outside his home. They followed him with Mr. Rivera being the driver, followed him while he took his 2 little boys to daycare, and he sat and watched as Mr. Markel, hand in hand, took those children inside the daycare. He then followed Mr. Markel all the way to the gym, sitting in wait. What was he waiting for? He knew what he was waiting for. Mr. Markel did not. He had no clue these men were outside in a car just waiting for him to go to a place where they could shoot and kill him.
And your client
and they
hired
waited
him.
until he exercised. They watched him get back into his vehicle, and then, like hunters, traveled and followed all of this time period straight to his home. And there was no hesitation. He knew exactly what they were going to do. Without any hesitation, they pulled right in behind Danny. Danny's car was still running, the garage door was up, and Sigfredo Garcia exits the car and shoots Danny Markel, having done nothing to these men, in the head twice. How Mr. Markel survived, I don't know. But then Luis Rivera is the getaway driver. They flee the scene, they flee Tallahassee, and then Mr. Rivera stops to allow Sigfredo Garcia to dispose of the murder weapon, which has never been found. And then he drives back to South Florida like nothing has happened, purchasing motorcycles and cars, but most importantly, getting paid for the work that he's just done. The payment came from
Donna.
Catherine May Banois, and I'll address her in the next segment.
It was sentencing.
The point here is, Judge, that over time, reading different things, you've heard a lot of arguments about what Mrs. Adelson's participation allegedly was. But when it comes down to it, and I didn't mention, but Luis Rivera did have an extensive criminal history at the time that he committed this offense.
She's like trying
What
to
actually came out of
the
trial
case.
with respect to Mrs. Adelson, and I'm saying this,
I hope he shuts her down soon.
understanding, as you've learned, that Mrs. Adelson still maintains that she is innocent of this conduct. But what the state was able to show through their testimony and evidence was that the role that she played, according to them in the prosecution, was very minimal. The evidence showed that she was very upset when relocation was denied in 2013, not knowing that her daughter had agreed to it, not knowing that until she sat here in trial hearing her daughter's testimony. She wrote some very ugly emails. She said some very ugly things. But in not one of those emails did it ever say that she wished harm upon Danny Markel. And this was in 2013.
Just dress her grandkids up like Hitler Youth and send them to Grandma and Grandpa on the other side.
Over a year later,
That's what she
that
did.
Danny was killed after relocation had been denied. Although they argued that there was continued hostility on the part of Mrs. Adelson regarding the issue of relocation.
She's like retrying the
With
case.
the hundreds of thousands of emails they had, they didn't present evidence that this ongoing dispute was being brought up in any way between the parties. The relocation between them, that issue had stopped. The testimony that was elicited was that Charlie Adelson, the son of Mrs. Adelson, was the one who was close with Mrs. Adelson, and that when she had a problem, the argument from the state was, when she had a problem, Charlie was the problem solver. And the testimony at court that was presented by the state supported that theory, that Charlie was the problem solver. They further enlisted evidence, testimony, that without
just like, I'm going to work on the next one I'm going to prosecute right here on our computer.
When she was with,
I think Harvey told her, you better say something else or I'm not
discussing
the payments of you.
scenarios, which she didn't describe what scenarios she was discussing, that on occasion there would be a phone call between Charlie and his mother. She didn't hear the mother speaking. In fact, he left the room when he talked to, allegedly, the mother, and he came back in. He never relayed to her any information about the phone call. But the state's
Jesus
theory and the
Christ,
evidence that they
Jackie, shut the
presented
fuck
was
up.
because Donna Adelson had been so upset about the fact that relocation was denied, and she continued to be upset, according to the testimony, that Charlie Adelson took it upon himself to reach out to someone, which was his girlfriend, and have her get someone that she knew who could commit this murder.
Wendy,
make
do not hire
contact
these
with
lawyers,
them.
FYI.
According to the testimony in the state, in this case, Charlie Adelson told Catherine Magbanowa, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, it just says the names were used, but Mrs.
I'm trying to
Magbanowa,
be disrespectful.
that she wanted him killed and he would pay for that to happen. Her testimony was she had no idea what the payment was going to be, but she did in fact reach out to the father of her children, Sigfredo Garcia.
Wait,
and
what judge
he
saying? Do you have a
agreed to
point
commit
here?
homicide. Mr. Garcia then elicited Luis Rivera to participate with him in the homicide. And I'm not going to go through all the evidence in the case.
Oh,
I want to
thank
focus
you.
on
It's like a
what
filibuster,
Mrs.
isn't it?
Adelson allegedly did.
It's like she's
Up
trying to
until
prevent the
the
sentencing by
point
just
of
going on and on and on and
the
talking.
evidence was presented about Mrs. Adelson's participation were those ugly emails. And there's a distinction, as we discussed during the trial and sometimes even at sidebar, of the evidence being up to the moment that
She's
Mr.
arguing
Markel
it.
was killed.
Why are they even bringing up the emails?
She's arguing the case.
Trial. For that time period, were those ugly emails, and they were ugly. She called him very foul names. She said some
No
ugly
shit.
names.
Why do you keep reminding everyone about this?
And whatever conversations may have taken place while Catherine Magbanowa was inside Charlie Adelson's home. And
Don't
Charlie
hire
was
attorneys that
outside talking to
also
another
work at
person.
crematoriums.
Mrs. Adelson maintains her.
The more you know.
But if you're looking at this particular cause of this disparity in treatment, the state is asking that Mrs. Adelson be sentenced to obviously life on count 1, as she has to be, followed by 30 years in the Department of Corrections on counts 2 and 3.
She's going to be
This is
dead.
far in excess of the sentence that was received by the man who himself testified to hunting down Danny Markel, providing the gun for him to be murdered with, leaving the scene of the crime, disposing of the murder weapon, and going on with his life.
She's
and
just trying to
his
get
gang,
a
as he
somewhat
always has.
win on anything, like a reduced
That
sentence, so she
doesn't
can actually say she won something.
It
That's
doesn't
what this is.
reconcile with the
Even
fact here that
reduced,
what they
Donna's
say,
gonna be
Mrs.
dead.
Adelson
She doesn't care at this point. Literally, I think she's going for her own resume right now. Otherwise, why talk?
Yeah.
To the court that the evidence did not show she was the mastermind in any way.
She's trying to. She's now thinking about the next job she's not going to get.
Charles Adelson and Catherine Magbanowa.
It's time for her to
It didn't
retire
show
too.
any activity prior to Mr. Markel being killed where
Let's go back to the office, sit around the fire. Oh, wait, you probably don't want to roast marshmallows over the fire. Is that enough?
The chief difference between Luis Rivera and your client is he entered into a plea, correct?
That's correct. He did enter into a plea, but that, according to the case law, that can be considered.
And he has also cooperated with the state testifying in many trials.
He was a cooperating witness testifying in these trials. Mrs. Adelson not only has maintained her innocence, she was never offered anything from the state.
Please continue.
Ugh.
On the
Jesus.
statutory basis, that the defendant was an accomplice to the offense and a relatively minor participant in the criminal conduct, some of what I've just argued applies to this one as well, Your Honor. But what I wanted to point out here were the ones that we didn't discuss. So Sigfredo Garcia was found guilty at trial first-degree murder and conspiracy. His sentence was life on the homicide and an additional 30 years consecutive for the conspiracy count. He is the one who rode in the car. He is the one who obtained Luis Garcia to go with him.
I know you are,
He
but
is
what
the
am I?
one who sat in the seat knowing he was going to exit the car while they hunted down Danny Markel. And he's the one who got out and shot Danny Markel in cold blood. Left like nothing had ever happened.
So what? This is a
Along the
conspiracy
way,
trial. She's
made
not
many
on. She
stops,
wasn't being
including
tried
getting
for
out
pulling
to
the trigger.
hide the murder weapon, and then went on with his life. The killer is getting the same sentence that the lesser participant, the state is suggesting, get as well. Life in prison on count 1, followed by 30 years for the conspiracy and solicitation.
She ordered the hit, you
Luis
dumb
Rivera,
bitch.
I've already told you what his role was. Catherine Magbanawala got the information from Charlie Adelson according to the evidence, and at his request, obtained someone, Sigfredo Garcia, to do the killing. She is the one who coordinated between Charlie Adelson and Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. Although she testified that she didn't know Luis Rivera was involved until after it was over, the evidence that the state submitted clearly contradicts that. She was communicating with Luis Rivera before, closely to the homicide, and then shortly thereafter. She's the one that spoke to him. She was sentenced on the first-degree murder to life in prison, and on the solicitation and conspiracy, she was sentenced to an additional 30 years. It was run consecutive. Again, the same sentence that they're asking for on Mrs. Adelson is the sentence that this woman who heard the request for a homicide, found the person to commit the homicide, stayed in communication with both of the individuals who are responsible for killing Danny Markel, followed up with them and provided payment to them, and then took payment back from them for her to keep for herself. She was also paid in this. She participated, knew it was happening. They had proof that she knew it was happening. That was submitted to the court. All of that evidence clearly distinguishable from the conduct that they presented in evidence about what Donna Adelson did.
Is this a strategy?
Charlie Adelson.
Getting incompetent counsel going on here? I'm kind of starting to wonder that.
Charlie
Like,
Adelson,
to argue
when
ineffective
Dan
assistance
Markel
of counsel at the end of the day, because they probably have a case.
So on his
Well, she's not
post
arguing.
or
She's just
very first
talking.
date with Catherine Magbanawala, he asks her.
No, I mean, it's like letting Jackie go off the way she's going and how unprofessional it's been. If this is part of the argument at some point on an
He
appeal.
followed through with that.
Yeah.
With Charlie Adelson, never with Donna Adelson, never communicated with her in any way about this.
Is anyone in that courtroom
She
listening?
worked then, if that's what happened and that's what's been testified to, she worked with Charlie Adelson from October of 2013 until Danny Markel was brutally killed in July of 2014. That entire period. And there's evidence, she admitted to most of it, to her conduct, and there's evidence that was presented in this trial in Charlie's that that's what happened. They made this plan, and that his staple of money was used to pay the killers in this case some $130,000 in cash that was divided up amongst Sigfredo Garcia. Sorry, my mouth was getting dry. Excuse me.
I bet. Shut up.
Oh, she has to go get a water.
Thank you, Judge. It was divided up
Is that a
between
word?
I think she
Sigfredo
took
Garcia,
Donna's water again.
Yeah.
Can I
and
get a
Luis
sip?
Rivera. He then stayed in
Look at
contact
Georgia.
with Charlie Adelson.
Look at Georgia Kappelman's face.
Convinced Charlie Adelson to get paychecks written to her, and she received those paychecks each time from Charlie Adelson. So for what Catherine Magbanawala did and what Charlie Adelson did, the evidence in this
Doesn't it
case.
sound like a filibuster that they have in the Senate and Congress? Just try to
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's trying to keep her from the vote.
That Danny was killed. So again, if you're going to rate the level of
strategy is to make the actual victims so exhausted by this that they don't want to give statements.
Yeah.
They're asking that she get the same sentence as both of the people who killed, well, one person that did the killing, Sigfredo, a far more extensive sentence than Luis Rivera, who participated in the killing himself and only got 7 years. The same as Catherine Magbanawa, that apparently worked on this according to the evidence for many, many months and stayed involved even after that. Charlie Adelson is the only one who got a higher sentence. His sentence was life on count 1, the homicide, followed by 30 years on count 2 and another 30 years on count 3, so everything being run consecutively. The evidence that the state has presented is that Charlie Adelson is the one who masterminded this.
So true.
That's what they've shown. Even though they said Catherine Magbanawa wasn't her trial, if there's somebody who started this, according to the evidence, it's Charlie Adelson, not Donna Adelson. All the work being done was Charlie Adelson. All the money that was paid was Charlie Adelson's money. Mrs. Adelson, according to the state's evidence, did not do any of that. Again, they had hundreds of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of emails. Never one in all of those emails that we all had to go through did Mrs. Adelson ever suggest any harm to Danny Markel in any way. I understand the verdict, and she has a right to take an appeal, and that's what she'll do. But the evidence in what was argued is very far different in theory than what was actually presented to this jury. And I'm requesting that Your Honor, in determining a sentence on counts 2 and 3, take into consideration that the amount of activity that everyone engaged in this case was far, far beyond what was alleged against Mrs. Adelson. They just didn't come up with the proof for that. They did.
Okay, wrap up the sermon,
She
please.
was involved,
Gosh,
but
it's killing me.
that proof and the actual evidence was very limited to the conduct that they say that she engaged in that resulted in Mr. Markel's
I mean, that she was
death.
convicted of?
I do want to remark, if I may, just briefly on the issue of remorse.
You know, the problem here is we were set up. The last one we really followed closely was Idaho.
She may
And that
or may
one's
not
so
get another
beautiful.
trial. There may or may not be parts of the finding of the jury that is reversed. May not. They can do that on the appellate court can do that on 1, 2, or 3 counts. There are lots of options that the appellate court has. The reason I say that is this. Mrs. Adelson, maintaining her innocence, could not have shown more remorse for the killing of Danny Markel. And in her statement, although some of it I know was bothersome to the court, in her statement, I hope you heard.
I wouldn't say bothersome to the court.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay. I misread then. I apologize based on your comments. One of the things she said in her statement, after most of her statement being about the horrible thing that happened to Danny Markel, was that the people who were responsible for it were in prison. That's a pretty big statement considering what the state believes Mrs. Adelson's position is with respect to the others who've been prosecuted, convicted, and are serving sentences in the Florida Department of Corrections. I also want to say this. The defense's position in this case, from start to finish, has always been, on behalf of Mrs. Adelson, beyond respectful to the victim in this case, Danny Markel. He should not be lost in this case, and I said that in my opening statement. We presented evidence about a wonderful man he was. He did not deserve for this to happen. The Markels gave their statements at the conclusion of the verdict that was issued by the jury, and I listened to every single word. And every single word that they said came out of
I think so, Heather. I think so. She's going for lighter sentences on these other counts, so she could probably appeal them, maybe overturn something. So might say at the end, we'll see.
And additional information that has been given to them, every word they had every right to say. The feelings that they had are exactly what they should have. What happened to Danny Markel, as Donna Adelson has said in her statement, could not have been more horrific. He was treated like an animal, completely unaware that there was any kind of problem, that he would have any kind of physical altercation with anybody. I'm positive the furthest thing from his mind that day was that someone was going to kill him in his garage at his home. He did not deserve what he got. It's been very clear in the prior prosecutions and what was presented in Mrs. Adelson's trial about the conduct of these other individuals. They do deserve to be where they are. They do.
This is crazy making behavior. I mean, this is just why you can't argue with a narcissist, because this is how they, woo, over here, deflect, boom, boom.
An innocent man, a well-respected man, an amazing father, to take him away from his mother, his father, his sister, most importantly, his children. That was horrific. I understand why those sentences were imposed. Not for Mr. Rivera, but for the ones that were tried and convicted. In this case, Judge, based on the evidence that was presented, the defense is going to ask on counts 2 and 3.
No, it doesn't. To answer your question about does it matter of these charges, no.
Counts 2 and 3 to run concurrently. My understanding in the court, the clerk can tell me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is Mrs. Adelson has 701 days credit time served. That's what we calculated.
I'll stipulate to 701, Your Honor.
Very well.
Anything more on counts 2 and 3, Judge? First of all, in order for it to assist Mrs. Adelson, she's going to have to be successful on count 1 unappealed. If she is, anything more than that period of time is going to basically be a death sentence for Mrs. Adelson. She is soon to be 76 years old.
What she's actually doing is arguing for the judge to make sure she gets a death sentence by upping the other ones.
Her husband is 81 years old. Compared, 3 years compared to the man who participated in the killing getting 7 years.
So I've come down to they're old, so we should be less because they're old.
We are also going to ask, Your
argument.
Honor, after imposing sentence, I know it's nothing but a recommendation, but we would ask if you make a recommendation to the Florida Department of Corrections that Mrs. Adelson be placed as close to Miami as possible, where her husband resides, so that she can have visitation. I understand we don't have any control over the Department of Corrections, but we would appreciate that recommendation. And may I have just one moment, please?
No, you can't. And that smart water, it should be relabeled because it ain't helping.
Ms. Adelson not be housed with Ms. McBanow, or at least have a separation, if you could recommend that. I know Ms. McBanow is currently at Lowell CI.
Yes, Judge, I thank you for that, Ms. Kappelman. I wanted to raise that issue because we did check into that. Judge, I contacted the Florida Department of Corrections. They did indicate that they would be able to keep them separate, but that doesn't necessarily mean that folks who are familiar with and friendly with Mrs. McBanow wouldn't be where Mrs. Adelson would be. So we are concerned about that, about her being placed at that facility. I didn't know it before, but the reception center for the women actually keep inmates there. So that I know that's a possibility, but again, that's in Ocala, and we're respectfully requesting that she be placed closer to Miami. Thank you.
Going to review the last case the defense has presented for downward departure. Ms. Kappelman, you had something else?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Review the cases.
Did you tell them I was a nice lady?
Court have downward departure, the defense has argued.
Oh, God.
If I was the victim, I'd just say, throw everything you got at her, Judge. I'm good.
I hope he just does. I hope he's just like, well, thank you for digging your hole. I was originally going to do this, but now you've inspired me to do that.
Seriously, if I was a family, I'd say, listen, you saw what I dealt with. You saw what the family dealt with. I have nothing more to say.
Banana bread. Tell them about the banana bread. Yes, Heather, I agree. I baked banana bread for Daddy. Well, I ordered his hit. Did I get credit for the... I put chocolate chips in it. Daddy liked the chocolate chips.
Probably the poison mushrooms in there, too.
No shit. There's Harvey, 81, reevaluating his life choices.
Oh, my God, Nina, you missed everything. Seriously, it was a bigger show than you could have imagined.
Just rewind, Nina, and start at the beginning.
God. It was narcissist camp.
This is a master class in narcissism.
Yeah.
It really is.
Not one moment of remorse. Everyone kept sinking their own ship, and the judge kept telling them to be quiet, stop it, and they wouldn't.
Is Harvey looking around the room like, are there officers waiting to take me next? Like, wonder how much Harvey did know, if he knew anything at all. Obviously, he's never been charged with anything, and maintains his innocence. Is he just as
this whole thing shifted my whole perspective of everyone involved?
Him too, yeah.
Yeah.
But you would be fiercely defensive of someone that you believe is innocent. I do kind of wonder if he was just as much under her spell as all the others. If he was one of her flying monkeys too, to a certain extent.
So I don't know. I think they're all equal flying monkeys. I really do.
Yeah.
I think they're all nuts, equally nuts. And they all had their moments.
Yeah. It doesn't erase agency where you could, wise up a bit and take a look at reality on reality's terms and say, hey, maybe this is not the best circle to be around.
So seeing how he was seemingly so emotionally angry, it's hard to imagine that there's things going on in that house that he wasn't aware of after that outburst.
Yeah.
That made it really, so if I was prosecution now, I'd be going,
Yeah, Nina, you can go back and just restart this video and watch the whole thing with the commentary. It's going to be up. I know it's still in live coverage as of this second, but it will be up there so you can review the whole thing and relive the magic of the Adelson sentencing.
Of our snarkiness at them. Or snarking at them.
God.
It was much more of a show than I thought it was going to be.
Look at this couple. Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
The Time Family of the Year.
I mean, in the words of Mr. Markel, Danny's father, was it worth it, you two?
I don't know. As soon as my wife comes home, I got to get off.
I'm ready to take a break and go more allergy medicine and neti pot this because my head's
victims.
I don't know that we're going to have any more because obviously the Adelson, the Markels have spoken.
Oh, so we're not going to hear them anymore from the
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
I thought I heard that there was somebody going to be coming on via Zoom or something, but maybe I'm wrong.
It'll probably be very concise.
Yeah, I want to hear I really want the judge to eviscerate. That's what I really want to listen to.
Can you imagine these children now understanding that uncle and grandma killed their father and their mother might have also? They must be scared. Well, I mean, you have to look at it from their insulated angle.
Yeah.
Into what they're seeing. Do they realize that right now? Doubtful. And it's not their fault. They're kids. As they get older, as they go back and watch this shit, and they go, what really happened in my family?
Well, so you see,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry your family treated you horribly.
But the challenge here, though, for young children is they're in that echo chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so remember, Alec Murdaugh's son doesn't believe it, and he's even older. So when you're growing up inside this family and you're taught to believe a certain thing, you're going to believe those things. There's not a lot of independent thought going on with toddlers. Or young kids in elementary school or even middle school. They start getting their own thoughts and opinions going. But if you've been indoctrinated into this groupthink, it's a cult. Families are cults to an extent, healthy cults mostly. But it's a groupthink mentality, and that's what you've been. I mean, look at Diddy's kids. I mean, seriously. I mean, we see examples of this all the time.
And you can't expect anything different.
Right.
I mean,
it's not their fault either.
They are victims and they're not identifying as victims at this moment in time. But it's one of those things where, well, if they get that self-awareness later in life, and that's a big if with a lot of these folks, to look back and go, I am a victim of this shit. And that's where the healing begins. Because they're going to have to hit that first. Otherwise, they're going to live in a world of not reality.
Another good example of crazy, Ruby Frankie and her kids.
Yeah.
The only one that was able to escape was the one that started going off to college. But the rest of them were totally indoctrinated into Crazy Family.
Yeah. But a lot of them have, I mean, now it's obviously a different story. A lot of them have moved on. And do you see Kevin's engaged?
I know, that's what brought it up, because I saw that you posted about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be another show I got to look at.
And she happens to look a lot like Ruby.
Oh, he's
and
got
it was
type.
only 6 months after the.
He's got it tight.
To each their own. He does. I get it. You know, everybody's got a time.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, I do certainly.
Cases presented by
hope it works out
concerning the downward departure.
And is healthy.
Also, as well, the argument that has been presented, the court has reviewed its notes of the trial and will rule on the issue of downward departure at this point. Florida Supreme Court has a two-part test concerning whether a downward departure should be granted or could be granted by the trial court. The first is whether the trial court can impose a downward departure sentence based on a valid legal ground proven by a preponderance of the evidence. The second step is whether the trial court decides whether it should impose the downward departure based on the totality of the circumstances. As to both the non-statutory grounds that have been argued and the grounds contained within Section 921.0026, subsection 2, subsection B, in reviewing the trial court's notes, what has been argued by both the defense and also, as well, the court's relying on the record itself, court will find that there is a ground for non-statutory downward departure, but it declines to exercise its discretion. As to the statutory ground, I will find that both the defendant was an accomplice to the offense and a relative minor participant in the criminal conduct. We'll find that has not been proven, but in addition to, the court would still decline to exercise its discretion. As to the sentence in this matter, Ms. Adelson, please rise.
Oh, here we go. I got my puppy in hand.
I like to acknowledge I could do a downward departure.
Level of planning and coordination to bring the murder of Professor Markel to fruition was significant in this case. These were not crimes of chance or opportunity, and these crimes also required you to conspire with your son and others. You certainly can choose to deny your involvement and maintain innocence. The court finds the evidence in this case is clear. You will be sentenced accordingly this afternoon. The jury has found you guilty on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and the court previously adjudicated you guilty as to these same charges on September 4th of this year. On count one of the indictment for first-degree murder, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or release pursuant to sections 782.04 and 775.082 sub 1 sub A Florida statutes. On count two of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, you are hereby sentenced to 30 years in the Department of Corrections that will run consecutive to count one. The court will also sentence you to 30 years in the Department of Corrections on count three. Counts 2 and 3 are to run concurrent with each other, but consecutive to count one. As to the fees and costs, the clerk can please announce those at this time.
Doing $2,100 as a fine pursuant to section 775.083, $105 as the 5% surcharge required by section 938.04, $20 as a court cost pursuant to section 938.06, crime stopping trust fund, $3 as a court cost pursuant to section 938.01, subsection 1, criminal justice trust fund, $50 pursuant to section 938.03, crimes compensation trust fund, $225 pursuant to section 938.05, local government criminal justice trust fund, $2 as a court cost pursuant to section 938.15, county criminal justice education, $50 as a court cost pursuant to section 775.083, 938.83 subsection 2, county crime prevention. $65 as a court cost pursuant to section 939.185, county additional court costs.
Jackie's going to stand up now and argue the $2 charges.
Section 938.19, team court assessment.
Cites and
Is there
cases.
any lawful objection by the defense to these assessments?
No, Your Honor.
They will be assessed at this time. The cost of prosecution, the court will reserve jurisdiction on to determine for 60 days. If a hearing needs to take place concerning this matter, that will take place at a future time. As the defense's request for the court to make a recommendation to the Department of Corrections to place Mrs. Adelson in a facility near Miami-Dade County, I have no problem making this recommendation. The Department of Corrections will have the final say because this is an administrative matter. I will also recommend to the department that Mrs. Adelson is not to be placed in any unit or facility that would also house Catherine McVanilaw. The court
Come on,
did
that could have made interesting
previously award
bedfellows.
to the state based on the September 17th, 2024 continuance of the trial.
And Jeff,
Costs that were
good point.
related
See how she's no longer acting?
Yes.
Settlement.
Because the
Part
game's
of what
over.
you're seeking to pursue, is that included within that, or is that a separate number?
Are you speaking of the costs that were ordered in Charlie Adelson's trial?
No. The day Daniel Rashbaum withdrew from the case and the trial had to be continued. All costs related to moving witnesses and other matters.
Yes, sir. I don't know the answer to that, but I'll make sure that they're only in there once.
Very well. Defendant is to be fingerprinted, 30 days to appeal. Please file the appeal promptly.
Your Honor, may I approach the clerk? We have put I had written on the letters that I had, so we put a composite together and I've shown it to Mrs. Kaufman, who has no objection.
Please place the sticker on them so that way they can be admitted.
No objection.
We are in recess.
All right.
All right, there you go. Donna Adelson is sentenced to the rest of her life in prison. She will die in jail. Prison.
I think she got the max on everything, correct?
She did.
Good.
Game over.
Holy cow. What a show. I mean, her attorney did not help her at all. Matter of fact, they sealed her deal.
She sealed her deal even more too, just with deciding to speak and Harvey getting up there. And
yes,
you're exactly right. Look how silent it is. Look how calm she is now. Because
this is why it was complete fabrication of the emotion. Because if it was a true emotion, so she kept reacting to what she was perceiving as assaults on her. Oh, it's so sad. She was putting on the show for everyone else because every time you saw her do the fake crying, you saw her catching a glance. So is the camera on me? Is anyone looking? But as soon as she's actually sentenced to life, she's stoic about it because everything else was an act because she no longer had to try to persuade, influence, or manipulate anyone to think in the way that she was thinking because the game was over.
Oh, she's getting a nice little back rub from one of her attorneys right now. The guy who I don't forget his name is.
Dumbass.
Thanks for paying me in Taco Bell certificates. I really appreciate it. And by the way,
mac and cheese and you're going to the Slammer. Goodbye.
Yeah. Those Kmart gift cards that you gave me don't really work because there's no more Kmarts. So I'm sorry. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Keep trying to make her feel better. Keep rubbing her back. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Donna.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Look back one more time. Goes. One more time. Oh, darn it.
See, not a tear. Not a tear. Nothing.
She's about to walk away into the abyss.
Bye, Harvey. All done.
And Donna.
Wow.
Oh, justice.
Is sunk. She's officially sunk, ladies and gentlemen. She is gone. The SS Adelson is over.
Adelson.
There's Harvey.
Yeah.
Ooh, he wants his money back.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I gave you those Taco Bell gift cards.
I'm sorry, sir. I already cashed a check.
Well, maybe I'll get some nacho fries later.
Well, I'll see you. And he's saying, well, I'll see you at Wendy's. All right.
You know, I noticed the Liza Minnelli crew was not behind Harvey.
He's
today.
smiling. I mean, he's freaking smiling.
Yeah,
like
look at him.
he was just talking to him, kind of smiling. I don't know if my wife or my loved one was just, sentenced to life in prison.
He's joking around. Hey, look at me.
I'm blown away by that.
Where's
the bitches? I'm 81. It's time to party.
He put on his act. I mean, they're all done. And there you
Wow.
go. That was something. That was one for the ages. It really was. So this will go down as a great, unbelievable memory, looking at her sink her own boat as opposed to watching Olivia Gonsalves sinking the boat of what's his face?
Koberger.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that was the highlight of that case, and the highlight of this one, no doubt. She destroyed her. She destroyed herself. They all did. It was just like
Jesus, they
the
all
boat's
did.
sinking, so they decided to set it on fire as it's going down.
Yeah, and they started shooting missiles at each other's ships as they were oh my God. Well, that was one of the most interesting sentence. I didn't know what to expect. A lot of sentencings are very boring. It's just, okay, that was this, in and out. I thought we'd be done in like 15 minutes today. I really wasn't expecting this, but there you go. That is the sentencing of Donna Adelson, life, and she's never coming out. We'll see who's next, as Georgia Kappelman had said several weeks ago. Stay tuned. And by all accounts, I think there may be some more folks in her crosshairs after today.
No doubt.
I think we'll wrap this up because that was a long one. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know in the comment section what your thoughts are, how it all went. Be sure to press subscribe wherever you're listening or watching us as well. We do greatly appreciate that. Until next time, for Todd, for Robin, I'm Tony Brueski. We'll talk again real soon.
Want more on this case and others? Then press subscribe now and don't miss a moment of true crime coverage from Tony Brueski and the Hidden Killers podcast.